Hey, let's see how my voice does here. Gary Martinez, I'm coming to you live inside my car. I'm in North Monument Park, North Monument Valley Park in Colorado Springs. So drop in the comments, where are you watching this from? All right, so really quickly, and then I'll get into the title. So I just finished doing a run out here, and I literally just came right into my car. I didn't turn on my car. There's no AC on. I'm just coming to you raw. Windows are up. I'm sweating. It's dripping. That's good. It's good to be raw. So I'm probably going to be on here for probably 5 minutes or more. Could be 10. I don't know, but that's the heads up. So for me, really quickly, is like I've always been like really insecure, just really insecure about my body. And I never, maybe a couple of times in my life, except for swimming, take off my shirt to show my upper body. So today, after I don't know how many years, I take off my shirt and I go for my run. And I do it for two reasons. First one is because I'm not afraid of being judged anymore. Second one is I really do want to tan. All right, so those are my two little tidbits about myself. Hey, Amanda, thanks for watching. And so, hey, I'm excited you're here. Thank you so much for being here. And now let me bring you into the movie theater with us so we can get this started about why we failed watching the movie and my takeaways. So I'll never forget this. It was years ago, Monica was probably about half her age as she is now. And if you don't know, my daughter Monica, she has autism and sensory processing disorder. So this took a lot of planning, a lot of talking, a lot of conversations to make her feel so comfortable, because Monica was taking that step to go watch a movie at the theater. And for her, noises, smells, a lot of people, a big place, bright lights, everything else that comes in that atmosphere was really, really a scary place for her, to the point where she would have these meltdowns where she would commit self-harm to herself. She would beat herself up. She would scream out of her lungs, and she would start eyeballing, just crying her eyes out, having a meltdown. So this took a lot of preparation. Before we went to the theater, we even did a routine of exercises that would help her body out. And we talked step by step. Okay, when we get to the theater, Monica, we're going to do this. When we get inside the theater, we're going to do this. When we go inside the theater, we're going to do this. When we get inside the theater, we're going to sit down, and my plan was to sit on the aisle. That way, if we had to go to the bathroom or anything, or if she just couldn't take it, we had a quick exit. So we had a plan going there. We had a plan. Monica's mind was set on dad. I want to go to the movies. And she was pumped up. She was excited. She's like, oh, dad, I can't wait. She's all like jumping up and down for days and weeks. And we planned the theater. We planned a time where it's a earlier showing, where there's not as much traffic, not as much people in there, right? So there was our plan. So we get into the movie theater. Monica's eyes light up. She sees the carpet, the designs, the different color lights in there. We're at a place called the Citadel Crossing Shopping Center, and this is where the theater is at. And I believe it was still called the Picture Show or something like that. Anyhow, she sees the prize machines. Monica always loves the prize machines, playing the machines and trying to use that one where it tries to grab something and pick it up, and she plays until she wins. So that's kind of like our warm-up. Play a few games, do a couple of activities before we go inside the theater. So we did all that. She's ready. We walk to the usher. We give them our tickets. They tell us which direction to go. We go inside the theater. We sit down by the aisle, so in case we have to make a fast exit. And Monica's happy. She's ready, all right? So the lights go off. She's still happy. She's still thumbs up. Here comes the previews. So now it's her first taste of loud sound, big speakers, big, huge screen for her, because she's never seen this before. And she's doing okay so far. So far, so good. I'm like, whew. All right, it's going well. Then we're getting to the movie. And I'm really sorry, but I forgot what the movie was. But the movie starts to play, and Monica's like glued to the screen. And then after 2 minutes, really softly, Monica says, "Hey, Dad, let's go." And I was thinking, oh, okay, she probably needs the bathroom again, right? So we walk out in the hall. I'm like, okay, Monica, you just need to go to the bathroom, right? And then you're ready to go back in. And she's like, no, Dad, I want to get out of here. So I'm like, oh, what? I'm like, what? So I had to understand and have patience that for Monica, it could have been just too much for her. But the cool thing was she had a plan. She had her own backup plan. So I had to text message the other people that we went to the movie theater with, and I just text them like, hey, Monica doesn't want to watch the movie. Text us when you're done in a couple hours. We're going to be somewhere outside here, because it was in a shopping center. So for Monica, we walked outside, and I was like, hey, Monica, you doing okay? And she's like, yeah, Dad. She's like, I don't want to watch it. I was like, okay, Monica, so what do you want to do? And she was like, I want to go walk around the stores. So for Monica on this day, she just wasn't quite ready to watch that movie. Even though she led up to it like, I really want to go, I really want to watch it. She was super duper happy. One thing that I've learned with kids who have autism, sensory processing disorder, ADHD, Asperger's, and other things like that, is that sometimes they may say one thing, but if they feel like it's a little too much, you have to be ready to adjust. And you got to have patience that, you know what, they know what's best for them. Okay, so we're outside the movie theater. And Monica's telling me, okay, I want to go to this store and this store and this store. So I think we went to the pet store, and we walked in there because she likes the Plecostomus fish, because they're the ones that suck up and clean the aquarium. She likes the moving part of their lips, and it helps her focus. So that was one of the places we went to. So she got some focus in. She likes him. So we saw Plecostomus fish, or Plecos, whatever you call them. I know they have a lot of names. Next, we go to Entertain Mart. So she loves Entertain Mart because there's all those Disney movies. You can get them in VHS. I know they still have those there. You can get them in DVD. And there's just it's a big place. So for Monica, she was better off looking at stores on that day. So that's what we did. And we looked at that store, and she saw some movies that she liked, and we kind of wrote down a list so we can know which ones we can earn and get in time. So after that, let's see. I don't know if the Halloween store was our next, but I think we went to one more store. And in between going to the stores, because we have sensory issues, we did some exercises. So one of our favorite ones at that time is we named this Together Squats. And what we do is we hold each other's hands, we look at each other, we get our legs really wide, and we squat up and down. Sometimes we count, sometimes we spell our name, we just get really creative. So on this day, we failed at the movie theater, and that's okay, because it was step one in the right direction. We actually went inside, we went into the theater, we sat down, and we watched a few minutes. But then Monica had a plan that, you know what, this was just too much. I would rather move. I would rather go look at some places and shop, because Monica's a shopper, which means I'm a shopper. So that's what happened. So it was actually a win and a win. It was a win-win on those two pieces right there. So what I've learned as being an autism parent is that sometimes us parents, and I had to learn this because I didn't have the patience at the beginning. I didn't understand that sometimes we say something, but we want to do something else. So I had to learn. It took me a lot of time. It took me a few years or so to learn that you have to have the best patience and the best understanding for your child. So on this day, Monica had a win, and I was really proud of her. And in time, we actually did make it to the movie theaters. So hey, thank you so much for watching. Have a great Throwback Thursday.